All right. Welcome to Ghosted and Posted, episode 4. And before we get started, I just want to emphasize, especially to adults out there, how much stretching is important. You just want to touch your toes every once in a while, touch your knees, stretch the back out. Oh, get stretched. It's always good to get on the ground. Actually, this is what I've been trying to do more of, just to start the day. Get nice and stretching before the show. So don't forget to stretch. And right off the bat, let's get to some sponsors real quick. Get them out of the way. Aldi. Low prices, slow kill. Don't forget to shop at Aldi. Another one, competitor, Whole Foods. High prices, less food. Don't forget to shop at Whole Foods. The Mattress Store. Come lay down with us. Never actually seen someone buy a mattress, but I hear they're good. And just want to thank Chocolate Factory, Rocky Mountain, for sending over a whole bunch of caramel and chocolate covered apples for the holiday season. Speaking of the holidays, picked up a new sponsor, the Pew Puree, Poo La La. Perfect for that uncle or husband, daughter, whoever stinks up the bathroom the most. Poo Puree. Some excellent stuff. And finally, last but not least, I want to thank Kirkland Vodka. Kirkland, go-to for the vodka. Me and the boys will be having a hell of a month with this guy. Anyways, let's get back to the news, thoughts, things that we've been hearing going on. And let's talk about, off the top of that, work days. I hear a lot of people going into the office 3 days a week for some people. Some people have to go all days. Some days are only 4. I hear one of my good friends, they have to choose either Mondays they have to show up, and then they gotta choose 3 days to show. 2 other days to show up, so they're 3 days total. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or they can take off Thursday, Friday, have a whole long weekend. That's a nice schedule right there. Things have changed a lot since my day in the office. Woo! Might consider going back. But talking about that, Greece, they're trying to implement 13-hour work days. Greece, they're trying to get back, going since their economic downfall. So, think about that. Work days changing. Things are changing, And talking about the work day, let's talk about the local Chicago stuff that I want to talk about. And the main thing that I want to talk about in Chicago is traffic. It is horrible. It's appallable. Between the construction, the lights that aren't on a smart grid, so it's I stop at every red light. I mean, if I was to run for mayor, whoever's running for mayor next, just run on traffic. You'll eliminate all traffic. That's it. You'll win. I don't know what they're trying to do to people out there, especially on the highways. It's with the constant construction. It's like, do you want people to kill themselves and just be like, I don't know how people even do it. Personally, I take the train a lot when I go into Chicago. It's the best way. I know you want to have a car there, so car is convenient, but man, forget it. If you're trying to get over the river, going west, forget about it. And I mean, Trump's sending in the troops, right? Get them doing traffic. Forget about crime. Get the traffic on point. If you get the traffic on point in Chicago, people will vote for you. People will love you. That's why they need more high lines, like the 606. They just need a bunch more 606s, pedestrian bikeways that are just above the roads. Because honestly, the bike lanes they put in are just causing more problems. There's no space to drive. There's no space to park. Bikers only ride mostly 6 to 7, 8, maybe 8 months of the year. Mostly just 6 months of the year when it's warm. Or it gets too cold the other 6 to actually ride your bike. So the bike lanes are kind of only useful part of the year. And so traffic, something needs to be done about traffic. And the current mayor, I don't know. Now, I miss the dailies to some degree, even though when they just made the city run right, but you know, you get like thousands of dollars for parking tickets. The city ran too well, almost. And the one thing that's nice about these mayors after COVID, especially after COVID, is they don't know how to make the city run right. I don't think the workforce wants to even work for them. They don't know how to motivate. The city runs horrible. Traffic is gridlock. It's gross. So if Trump's going to send in the troops, get them doing traffic. Like have them doing. Some of these lights just don't work properly. Get them moving traffic and then the roads. When I do drive into Chicago, it's like it's a pothole central. It's been like this since I was a kid. Like I don't know. I know there's a pothole guy that goes around filling himself, putting his art in. Kudos to you. I haven't seen any of it. It's just one man. I mean, if I was mayor, I would literally take a week and just get driven through the city, have my secretaries there taking notes, fixing this, fix that, fix that. Let's get this going. Let's get the city popping. It's a shithole. Let's be honest, people. I've lived there for 20 years. I just left. I go back a lot for business and stuff, but it needs to change. Let's be honest. It needs to change. It needs updating. It needs to be in the future. It's 2025, almost 2026. Let's get these cities working. Let's get them futuristic. I mean, what is it, Saudi Arabia or whatever country is building the mile long or whatever it is. It's like just a straight line city. Like, let's do things. Let's get innovative. Let's spend some money, billionaires. Let's spend some money on not building bombs or giving it to all these other countries. Israel. Let's start spending money on America. Okay, all you bought and sold senators, corrupt politicians, authoritarian government, Trump, so authoritarian. I mean, I'm not that I was for Kamala or anything, but it's like at least the Democrats do the tyranny behind closed doors and mild. It's a soft tyranny with them. With the Republican Party lately, especially with Trump, it's a draconian, just authoritarianism in your face. Secret police, Gestapo. I was driving to Chicago from the burbs, and a souped-up undercover SUV was not a cop. It was ISIS. Was tailgating me and then checking my license plate, then tailgating everyone else, checking license plates. That's harassment. Okay, that's Gestapo. All right. So I mean, yeah, Kamala Harris wasn't the best choice or anything, but at least they do things a little bit, softer tyranny. Right now, we're just full on, just like, who knows where this is going to end up. But back to local, yeah, send the troops in, be traffic cops, because let me tell you about people who aren't from Chicago. The crime's sporadic. It's all over the place. It does need to be dressed to some degree, but it's random. You just have to be aware of where you're at, and not on your phone, and when you no AirPods in when you're walking. You just have to be aware. Because it can happen on Michigan Avenue, Wicker Park, Gold Coast. It can happen anywhere. It's not just over in Garfield Park or in the ghetto areas, which those need to be updated too. We can't leave them behind. We got to update that stuff because they were once thriving, beautiful communities. Garfield Park used to be a very beautiful Jewish community. That's why the Garfield Park Observatory over there and all the Greystones. But the white flight happened, and the African American communities moved in and. They haven't been keeping it up. They need more jobs. They need, better education. Some food deserts over there. So you got to update those areas too. Yeah. And then let's talk about the rent. There's not cool boutique stores anymore. It's like I've seen boarded up stores in Wicker Park, which is like a nice part of Chicago. It's kind of like a Soho almost area. Where it's like these stores have been boarded up, stores come in and out, food restaurants come in, they can't sell enough, tacos to stay in. The rent's extremely high. We need boutique, cool stores that, the rent should be subsidized to some degree. if you're not a chain. Like, we gotta do things that make sense here in Chicago. And speaking of traffic and transportation, Pritzker, who I'm a fan of, legalized marijuana, which I don't really smoke or anything, but he takes steps to modernize. Just announced like a altogether maybe $50 billion package of improving the trains, CTAs, connecting all the small cities in Illinois to each other, top of the line rail system, highways, stuff like that. We'll see how good that goes, because we need it. It's 2025, 2026. We don't have flying cars, which we probably should have already. So let's update the infrastructure. I remember the new Green Deal got shut down by the Republicans. I don't know why. That was going to be an awesome thing to update America. I think AOC was trying to get that going, but the Republicans shot it down, called it something it wasn't. Let's just be clear, I'm not Republican or Democrat. Neither. The only time I ever voted was for Obama because he was inspirational, and I did dig him, and I digged his presidency, and he spoke to us with respect and intelligence. So think what you want. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. Now, and speaking of people doing things, you can think of whatever you want to think of Elon Musk. I mean, he did do this. Like, that was, he is South African. He does have some brewing fascist thing about him, but he does do things. The Boring Company's doing underground transportation. His brother's doing the $10,000 homes. He's Tesla. He's advancing our civilization, seems like. It's all in preparation, to adapt to what life on Mars will be like. He's all testing out these things for Mars. His satellites and he's, think what you want of the guy. He's doing things. He was like in Steve Jobs. Think you want to Steve Jobs. He's doing things, getting things done. Moving the needle, and I like that. But it does get into some weird territory about AI, and it's just gonna get stranger and stranger. People, I guess if you don't know, it's just gonna get stranger, weirder, and just the other day, like these passwords. I mean, I have to triple authenticate. Now I have to keep weird recovery numbers and passwords for every thing I sign into. It's getting a little crazy. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, let's update. Let's update the infrastructure. Let's get going. Spend some of the money in America. I know I'm all for helping Ukraine, and I'm even helping for protecting Israel. It's like we're spending too much money. Too much money is getting wasted over there. I'm sure. We spent $50 billion. I'm sure only like $10 billion actually gets used properly. So let's spend money on America. Who's against that? That's talking about the human race. We got to come together. Americans, we got to come together. We can't be so separate and fighting all the time. And the fringe parts of each party, they're not as big as you think. They like to look bigger and pretend to be bigger. The fascist right wing and the left wing that's all about girls and boys, girls being boys. It's very small population, and we can't let that always, us in the center, closer to the center, our moderates, you gotta remember that. Like, we're the human race. I was watching the Theo Von podcast, and the human race, Louis C.K. was like, we got out of the food chain by coming together, and working together, and we got out of the food chain. We learned how to hunt and be the best, the top dog. We're not even the top dog. We're out of the food chain because we came together. We didn't just go solo. We were being eaten by all the animals, lions and bears and all that stuff. No, we came together, just like in the major wars when some of the humans, want to separate and become, entitled in the elite race. And so the good people come together in triumph over tyranny. So we gotta keep that in mind in America. All these people who are trying to separate, anyone who's talking about separating and splitting America up, morons. Our strength is together. That's why we're so powerful. We have so much going for us when we're together. So we gotta stay together. And speaking of that, Charlie K, or as I like to say, Charlie C, updates. It looks like everyone's catching on. It doesn't seem like this kid did it. He might have. I don't know. It's the burden of the government to prove it. I've been saying it the whole time. With a good lawyer, he's off. No one saw him pull the trigger. The video they have of him coming off the roof. So what? He was on the roof. All right. So what? That's all you got? Fake text messages, like. I don't know, you start watching some of these videos, it could be doctored or not, but man, people on the left and right that know weaponry, they think something's, as Dave Neal would say, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Something's up. And it's not just Candace Owen or this person, saying it's everyone. Anyone with eyes can see. Even though you do know my saying, believe nothing you hear and nothing that you see. Until the evidence is overwhelming and vetted. And the story's fishy. The story is fishy with Charlie K's assassination. Something's up. His wife is strange. Everything surrounding his wife seems to be strange. Concocted. Her ties with Trump are pretty tight. And the Trump, failed assassination with his ear getting shot off, which never really doesn't seem like it really happened. Do we know anything about the kid who was killed? No. Any autopsies or anything with this Charlie K? No. Just get him in the ground or whatever they did. If he's even dead, who knows? Who really knows? And I think everyone's getting on the same page on the internet here. Something's fishy. And even with the Luigi thing, something's fishy with that too. You heard it here first. Luigi's getting off. I don't think you can find a jury of 12 people in New York to convict that guy. And no one should be gunned down the street. No one should be. But no one should also be denied health care. Okay? And this is going to continue to happen. Because our healthcare system sucks. Don't make a couple bombs. Take $50 billion. Put it into the healthcare. Pay the doctors and the hospitals, and they will treat people. We got to fix this stuff. We got to fix the healthcare system. And we got to put money into the America. We got to put money in America. Government shutdown, who cares? I don't care. Who cares? I mean, I saw in the news some people trying to get into the St. Louis Arch. They can't get into it. I guess those are the people who cares. Government shutdown. I don't know. We'll see if it affects me. I mean, they shut it down, open it up, whatever. But I mean, if I was the Democrats, I would shut it down. It's like, stop. ICE doesn't need to be paid right now. Stop funding these. Gestapo doesn't need to be paid. Like, yeah, I just make it. Healthcare needs to be funded. Gestapo needs to not be paid. And, let's see who breaks first. Let's see who bends first on that. And then another thing I want to talk about. Atlas 3I. What's going on? Are the aliens coming? I don't know. I think it's just going to pass us. But there's a lot of talk that this is something. What do you think? I'm not quite sure what to think on this. I like space though. We need some more sci-fi movies, some good sci-fi. Dude, good job. We need some more of that high-end sci-fi. That's good. There's so much bad sci-fi. This Atlas 3I thing, man, it's interesting. What do you guys think? But back to this ICE and the harassment. Like, we got, if you're gonna pick up immigrants and get people who are out here illegally, okay, that's fine. Let's do it with some dignity. All right, let's do it the American way. Let's not do this whole secret round people up, Gestapo, people disappear. You find them. Let's find them. Let's go into the bad parts and get the people, the violent crime people first. Okay, let's get that. seeing too much of picking up the tamale lady or the guy working on someone's roof. Let's skip those people for a second that are actually working, and let's get the bad ones. The evil people who are here illegally. And those people, yeah, you could hit them over the head or whatever and get them out of here. All right, they're killing Americans and hurting people here. But the people who are working, showing up to work, doing people's roofs, you know, selling candy or whatever it is, like, slow down on that. And if you are going to pick them up, be respectful. Get them into the system. Let their people know where to pick them up if they get bail or whatever. Let's not do it violently. Because, I wish we could just skip this authoritarianism part of this period of America. We just skip it. I'm sick of it. I'm already saying the first Trump term, I'm supposed to say he's all over the news every 2 seconds. Trump this, Trump. It's like it's a burnout. It's like Trump this, Trump that. It's like, can we just skip this period already? When is this 4 years up? Like, I like it when it's Sleepy Joe or someone. It's like you just don't hear that much about because they're just doing things behind the scenes. They're just doing good things, and if they're doing bad things, it's not that bad. It's just the normal, soft tyranny that we're used to. But it's like, can we just skip this part? Who's with me? And no one wants secret police because next thing you know, they're coming for you for some weird reason. Or you get round up in it. Like, I'm already being harassed on the highway. Like, someone up on my bumper, checking my license plate to see who I am. Like, I don't need that. I don't need harassment. What's next? I've been in Chicago. They're going to people's apartment buildings, taking everyone out of the apartment building, holding everyone, finding 6 people they were looking for, and then letting everyone back in. Like, that's, harassment. That's messed up. That's not cool. So that's, my 2 cents for right now. I'll try to make another podcast when I find some other topics to talk about. But, I mean, what else is to say? The Charlie C thing, messed up. Something's happened fishy there. Local traffic sucks. I'm sure it's like this in all the other cities. Let's fix this. If you got to do double-decker highways, let's get futuristic already with this. Government, let's spend some money. Pritzker, good job. Finally, let's spend $50 billion in the state of Illinois to get this thing primo. Like, get these train systems going. Like, make me want to use the train more. Make me want to be like, I'll take a day trip down to southern Illinois because it'll only take me an hour on the train, straight shot, bullet train, whatever it's going to be. I can get back the same day, no problem. I keep having Amtrak trying to sell me on these old nasty cars that they're like, oh, we've updated things. No, you didn't, Amtrak. The ride sucks. All right, Amtrak. And then you book a ticket and you don't even get the first class. First class is the same as the regular class. I've been scammed by you guys too. It's Scamtrack. All right, Amtrak, you're Scamtrack. All right, fix it. Make it nicer. Your customer service is nothing. It's non-existent. Scamtrack. So those are my thoughts, and this has been Ghosted Posted, episode 4. I'm trying to, let's get to 100 pods. I'm gonna get this update. I'm gonna get going. Get some more sponsors. So our production value goes up. Have some more meetings with my producers to see what I can fix and update, and let's get this going. Yeah. We're going to have some guests on soon as we get up in there in the podcast. We're at number 4. We get 5, 6, 7. We get some guests. We're going to talk about some relevant issues. I like to talk about parenting since I am a new parent. We're going to get into that. I'll have some of my good parent friends on as guests, as well as some other guests talking about other topics. What's going on with the regular people, good Midwestern people. What's going on with them and what are their concerns? Not just my thoughts. I want to hear from the people. I want to hear, from the people I love and how they're doing and, what's going on with their lives. So stick with me as we grow this into something special. This is Ghosted Posted. Professor G, signing out. Love you.